Hey, what's up everybody? I'm just making this video on some truck maintenance I'm doing on my 1997 Dodge Ram 1500 Sport. I've had this truck for 22 years. It's got 110,000 miles on it. It's been my baby. I try and take care of it the way the veterans take care of our country. Today is Veterans Day. I want to thank everybody in our armed services for their service to our country. Anyways, this truck has, even though it looks pretty, it has had a hard life. It's hauled a lot of firewood, a lot of building materials. It's worked hard in its life. It's had a bed mat or bed liner in here most of its life, but it's still pretty dented and beat up. Anyways, what I'm doing is the first tune-up on this truck in 22 years. I did replace the spark plugs about 7 years ago. Probably had 90,000 miles on it. I haven't driven this truck a whole lot in the last decade or so. I have other vehicles. It's not my daily driver, but yeah, I'm doing the very first cap and rotor and spark plug wire set on it. This is the factory original distributor cap and factory Mopar wires, as you can see. Yeah, it says Mopar on there somewhere. Yep. Anyways, replacing it with Mopar cap, and actually this is sorry, I have a Mopar cap as a backup. This is a copper XL cap and XL 8mm wires. Anyhow, what I wanted to convey in this video is the distributor is buried at the back of the motor. It's something Chrysler is known for. And in this truck, it's way back there. It's pretty hard to get to. So yeah, obviously I've taken the airbox off. Get that out of the way, because you're just going to fight that. And what I did was just use some tape and labeled the firing order, the spark plugs, before I took it off as a unit. This is the main point of this video. Is it's much easier to take the cap off as an assembly with all the wires attached than to try and replace the wires one at a time on the truck and replace the cap. You're fighting an uphill battle to do that. So go ahead and mark them all, mark the firing order, pull it off as a unit, and then load up your new cap or swap the wires onto your new cap. And here's the other thing I wanted to show you guys. For a couple of dollars, you can, I think this was $2.50. Spectra is the brand. These are both about $2 each. I got an extra one just for next time or next car, but super easy, super clean. They come with the little tool to slip these little clips on to mark the wires, and then you're all ready to go back on. The other thing I wanted to show is this little step stool. If you're a shade tree mechanic like me, not a professional, I own a nice high quality regular creeper, but I don't have a top loader. And these are the right height. This thing is, even though it's plastic, I think it's rated for 300 or 350 pounds. It's made in the USA. Found it at Walmart for like 12 bucks. That'll make your life pretty easy, having something that's the right height. Bucket is a little too tall and not stable, not safe. The other thing is get yourself a light so you can see what you're doing. Cheap investment for making your life a lot easier. Yeah, anyways, I think that's about it. I did want to point out, I did want to mention that this factory distributor cap, I don't know if you can see that. The contacts in there are pretty worn and corroded, but there's no carbon tracking. This thing is still going. It was still running fine. I didn't have a miss or anything. I did check these wires with my own meter, and I could not find any issues with the original wires at 110,000 miles and 22 years old. That's, you know, I hear people on YouTube talking trash about Chrysler and Mopar, but whatever. That's not hasn't been my experience. This truck has been, granted it only has 110,000 miles, but most of those were pretty hard miles. But this truck has never let me down. The driver's side power window switch has gone out twice, and that's it. That's the only issue I've had with this truck. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment.